how to get a tier A passport without actually living in the country where you're getting citizenship, and how a lot of our clients have been able to get top tier passports in Latin America, in the European Union, and even Asia through descent without actually living in any of these countries. Now, please continue watching if your net worth is above $1 million US. If you are a millionaire or more, this channel is specifically for millionaires. Or if you're making 1 million a year or more, so you don't have a million net worth, but your business is making $1 million or more. So the information in this channel is going to be relevant. Now I'll show you how one of my clients, Mason from the United States, got Croatian citizenship by descent, and he didn't even know that he was Croatian. Their family didn't even know that they could get Croatian citizenship. And because Croatia and Bosnia are right next to each other, he can also get Bosnian citizenship. So how you do this is not a sponsored video. Obviously, this is my new channel, so nobody's going to sponsor this. I'm just legitimately showing you how we do this with our private accelerator clients. So here I'm going to show you my personal DNA records or my personal DNA test at ancestry.com, and you can see that I'm primarily European. So you can see 50% Spain. Most of my family immigrated from Spain and also from the Basque region of Spain, so Spain and France, and also have a little bit of Portugal in their 8%, and they immigrated from those regions over to Puerto Rico and other parts of Latin America. This is how I discovered that also some of our family moved to Mexico and other parts of Central America, and I was able to get Mexican citizenship this way. So you can pretty much get any citizenship as long as you do this right. You can get some citizenships that align with the routes that your family took. So for example, maybe your family originally moved to Argentina and then from Argentina then moved to the United States. You could potentially get Argentinian citizenship and also the origin citizenship. So maybe they moved from Italy over to Argentina and then from Argentina to the United States, and you have one passport, you're a US citizen, but you could claim two other ones by descent. Obviously, I'm going to show you how to get the records and everything. That's the hardest part. But here is just the guide on telling you, okay, this is how you can do it. And one of my clients actually from the United States, he got Italian citizenship by descent. And this is how he was able to do it. He saw that on his map. It was all Italy, like 80% Italy. And he thought, wait, maybe I can get Italian citizenship by descent. He then hired a lawyer in Italy who told him you need to go to this specific city because that's where your ancestors are from. And then he found out, okay, that's where I'm going to get my Italian passport. And then after a couple of years, in some cases, yes, you're going to be waiting a couple of years, but I would wait a couple of years of me literally not doing anything, paying some lawyer $10K, $15K max to recover all my records. And then in 3 years, I get an Italian passport. I get a top tier passport. I would do that any day. And I would do that in Germany as well. You can see I have some Slavic. That's why I like Eastern Europe so much. And that's why I live in this part of the world, is because I have a little bit in my blood from that part of the world. And then it'll show you. So ancestry.com, the great thing is that it shows you where your ancestors moved to. So you can click on journeys, and then it says that they originally moved to Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico used to be a Spanish colony 400 years ago, 300 years ago, until it got passed on to the United States. And my ancestors moved primarily from Spain and Portugal and the Basque region over to Puerto Rico, and then they moved to other parts of Latin America. And this is how essentially my clients have found out that, oh, my ancestors moved from Germany over to the United States. I have a good friend, they run a YouTube channel called Crypto Tips. He got St. Kitts citizenship by investment, renounced his US citizenship, and then through one of these websites, you can also use 23andMe, MyHeritage, but I think Ancestry.com highlights it the best ways. You can really see where ancestors come from, where they went, what regions, what cities also they immigrated to. This is key. He used one of these tests to determine that his family came from Germany originally, like 300 years ago, from Germany to the United States. And he was able, through this, to find the boat records of his family moving from Germany over to the United States, because obviously they didn't have any planes back then, so they have boats. And he found the boat record. He went to the German embassy, went eventually to Germany, hired a lawyer, and after a long time, 7 years, got German citizenship. But he thought, I'm just going to be a St. Kitts citizen for the rest of my life, because he renounced US citizenship. He does a lot of crypto, and then he got a German passport. And now he doesn't need a residency permit in Europe. He doesn't need any visas to travel around the world. It's just he travels fine. He's not a tax resident of Germany as well, so that's important. So all these passports, you're not going to become tax resident in any country. You could potentially renounce your US citizenship. So this is the way that we do it. Also, what you can do is you can use the search feature to, for example, let's say your last name is, let's put some, I don't know, Berg, right? Your last name is Berg, which is the traditional German last name, and your name is John. So John Berg. What a weird name. But John Berg wants to find out he's from Canada. He has a Canadian passport. That's all he has. And he wants a plan B against Canada. So he's thinking, okay, maybe I have some ancestry from somewhere, Germany, Switzerland, something like that. So you could put John Berg, you put exact, and then you can also put place your ancestor might have lived. So let's say you have an idea that your ancestors are from somewhere. And this happened to a girl in Luxembourg that I met who she kind of had an idea that her grandparents are from Luxembourg, some subtle cues here and there. So she started putting like Luxembourg. So let's put Luxembourg here. Luxembourg. And then birth year, you don't know, but maybe it's 19. He was about, let's say in 2000, he was about 90. So he was born in 1910, let's say. And then plus minus 10 years. So we do a search and we try to find something in Luxembourg with the name Berg and see if there's any matches in there. And you can start to see all the different matches. Obviously, these are just random people, but you can see, for example, John Berg, he was born in Pennsylvania, but he might have some Luxembourg ancestry. And then we start going through these. And obviously this one, the one that I told you, Theodore Berg, he was born in Luxembourg in 1918 and died in 2009, but he died in Luxembourg. So that's a different story. But essentially you see all of these different records and you start to go through these and you start to get a little bit more specific every time you go through this. That's how I was able to get my passport. That's how my clients have been able to get their passports. Just basically spending hours and hours and hours here. And I'd rather spend, let's say 20, 30 hours finding my ancestors and getting the citizenship of the country where they come from. That's more meaningful to me than buying some citizenship. I know I do citizenship by investment. I've done it a bunch of times. I tell people to go do it. It's the thing that I live for. I make videos about it, but when you can get a passport this way, it connects you to your ancestors. It's just a beautiful thing. I, unfortunately, because my great-great-great-grandparents emigrated from Spain and Portugal in the Basque region, it's too far removed for me to get Spanish citizenship or Portuguese citizenship. Also, if I were a Jew, if my ancestors were Sephardic Jews, I could potentially get Portuguese citizenship as well, because I can prove that my ancestors came from Portugal, but I would need to be Jewish and I would need to get the authorization of a synagogue and have a rabbi authorize my application. So it's a little bit more complicated, and I'm obviously not Jewish. My family's not Jewish, although we do have a little bit of Jewish ancestry and we do have some Slavic ancestry, and those Slavs in our family were part Jewish. So we could kind of make a case for it, but there's so many ways. You could get multiple passports by doing this, so I highly recommend that you do it. Now, if you don't want to go through all the hassle of doing all this research and finding the different citizenship opportunities and second residency and zero tax opportunities around the world, I've created the Wealthy Expat Accelerator program. For 3 months, we will be working one-on-one with you, completely done for you, essentially the goal of this program. And in all honesty, it's $25K for now. The price might go up later or might change a little bit in the future. For that price, you basically save millions of dollars, either in taxes. We help you eliminate taxes legally with the help of our tax experts and my experience setting up companies and moving all around the world. We help you save $250,000 or even $1 million in citizenship, just like Mason, my client. He got Croatian citizenship. He wanted to do Malta, so we saved him €1 million, $1.2 million, just by paying that $25K and working with us. So basically, you work with us directly in order to get you your perfect second passport, second citizenship by investment, and guiding you in the best possible way. And if you want to see my personal strategies, how I got multiple passports, how I have my company structured all over the world, my real estate, my finances, absolutely everything, I made a video exactly on that. You can check it right here, how I protect millions of dollars and all the strategies that I use personally that you can start using right now. Check it out right here.